Hello, everybody. I am here today to introduce all of my friends and um, my clients to Sabina Kurz, my holistic nutritionist that I've been working with the last couple of years. And Sabina has had a lifetime of natural health and wellness experience. And I so appreciate working with her. I find every time that I get together with her that it really helps me to move forward and grow. And so I really love to collaborate with her on events. And so, we're trying to collaborate for a new event starting November 1st. And we're just sharing a little bit of information about that event tonight. I think there's, a tremendous amount of confusion in the world right now about health and wellness. And I think if you just sort of look at the state of the world and the state of people's health in the world right now, that people are gaining weight, people are having trouble with pain, people are having trouble with relationships, uh, people are generally having trouble with finances, living paycheck to paycheck. This is kind of a chronic situation that's going on in the world that humanity just seems to be struggling. Like we've just come through a very tough time, and Sabina and I want to share some alternative ideas to what's going on in the world, to the ideas that are going on in the world. We'd like to share some alternatives to those. And I'll open up today with allowing Sabina to sort of share a little bit about herself and her experience with holistic health.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special call. And thank you, John, for hosting it. Thank you for such a beautiful introduction. And I want to keep it actually short because some of you actually know me already. But for those of you who listen to the replay who don't know me, my name is Sabina, and I spent most of my, I would say, my youth, or let's say my childhood, being sick, lying in bed with colds, flus, aches and pains and ear aches and congestion. And at the age of 19, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I went on a raw food diet. Actually, I came from a standard German diet, lots of meat, lots of bread, lots of butter, lots of sweets and like all kinds of sugary drinks, lots of dairy. So I knew this is not working for me. And my mother used to take me to doctors who gave me pills and potions, but it was never really truly helping, or it was just a temporary fix. So I came across, at the age of 19, I came across a book on the raw food diet. So I went right in from the German diet, standard diet, into just eating fruits and vegetables. And within a few months, actually it happened pretty fast. I noticed a change. My nose cleared up. I always had to walk around with a tissue box. My nose was always congested. I had to breathe through my mouth my entire childhood. And all of a sudden, my nose cleared up. And I never had to use the tissue box ever again since that moment. And just my energy improved, everything. I mean, I never had earaches ever again. All the stuff that was chronic just fell away just by simply changing the diet. So that alone actually gave me the power that I can actually heal myself, that I am my own healer. And actually, beyond that, my body can actually heal itself once we provide the perfect condition for the body and provide true nutrition as Mother Nature created it, which are the fruits and the vegetable in its raw forms, uncooked, unprocessed, unheated, just the way Mother Nature designed it. Just by eating that, I was able to get rid of pretty much 90% of all my childhood issues. So, that actually got me inspired to go deeper into healing and really, learn everything. I went and, studying yoga and meditation and energy healing, shamanic healing, sound, all kinds of healing, like anything in the category of healing, herbalism, and went into superfoods and super herbs and all that stuff. So anything in terms of healing and holistic health, I explored. And so along the way, I just kept, studying. So I see myself as an eternal student of life, and there's always another level. It's always more available. And I actually found the physical healing pretty easy, as with time, you never got sick again. But I found that the emotional stuff is actually deeper. And it is actually stored in the body. Emotions are stored in the body, and we all have unresolved childhood issues. Because most of us did not grow up with very conscious parents. Grow up in a bad diet. We also grow up with unhealthy patterns, and our parents would tell us limitations would be limitations of school. Understanding please mute yourself, whoever is making any noises. Or John, can you mute everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, so what I really learned, the system we live in is not designed to empower us. It's actually the opposite. The system is designed to make us dependent. It makes us dependent on doctors, on dentists, on the media, on this education system. All the systems are really designed to disempower us. So we would need them for support, when in fact, we have the ability to, our body is fully equipped and fully capable for self-healing. And so is the mind. So we actually, all the tools are available to us, but they are hidden from us. And it's about, letting go of all the conditionings that we have, letting go of the stories that we tell ourselves, or our parents told us when we were children. They told us stories about who we are and how this world functions. And we take on these stories as the truth. And in fact, it's not. So it's about learning to let go of all the stuff, learning to let go of conditionings, of old stories, of limiting beliefs, of lack mentality, letting go of identification, because we all identify with our name, our age, our weight, our size, whatever. There's always something to identify with, and that causes suffering. And learning to let go, because we are not our age or our name or our nationality. We are something deeper. We all have a deep essence within us, which is the divinity embodied. So once we let go, the more we let go of identification with what we learned from outside, the more authentic we actually become, and the more we tune into our true essence. And the more, then that's really the return to wholeness, because deep down inside, in our authentic essence, we are whole, we are perfect, and we are complete. But we have forgotten that by taking on all the stuff, the layers, the mental constructs, the stories. So we live our life through these layers, and we're not living authentic. But once you learn to take off all the stuff, then you get back to source and back to authenticity and back to wholeness. So this journey to healing is actually not so much the word healing is, I don't find it accurate, because it's not about fixing and about something is broken. It's rather a return to wholeness by letting go all that is blocking us from wholeness. So it's a process really of releasing, of letting go, of dissolving, and then rewiring our system with new stories, new information, new empowered ways of being, new ways of showing up, new stories, because we are the creator of our stories. We are the writer of our book. We are the director of our own movie, and you can choose to make this movie as beautiful, as vibrant, and as powerful as you choose. So at the end, it's about making a choice, and making this choice long enough consistently. And that's where shifts are created. And this takes a lifestyle. It's a complete lifestyle shift. It's a different way of approaching what are you eating, what are you feeding yourself, which thoughts are you thinking, which actions are you taking, which words are you emanating, where are you putting your energy into, who do you listen to, who do you surround yourself with, how does your home look like, which friends are you exchanging energy with, who are you letting into your life, who are you letting give some of your precious life force energy. So all these questions are essential by creating a new lifestyle. So John and I, we really got together in creating a lifestyle container, which is really designed uniquely for each one, because we're all different. There's no one lifestyle that fits. There's no one size fits all, one lifestyle for everyone. So it's about finding your unique lifestyle that is most empowering for you at this time. So this is kind of in a nutshell what lifestyle is about. And I know John has a little presentation about lifestyle and about authentic living.
Thank you, Sabina. Yes, I appreciate that. I always appreciate your share. This is what I really appreciate about Sabina is, we have such a parallel sort of story, and it's not easy to find others who are saying these sort of things. These are very sort of unique sort of natural healing journeys that we've been on, and they're not overnight solutions. I liked what Sabina said about lifestyle. It really is about a lifestyle, and that's what I want to share with you a little bit tonight, is about a lifestyle, and about a lifestyle that Sabina and I would like to help people to move forward on. And that's what we're sort of foreshadowing a little bit tonight. Just to let you know a little bit about me, that my background is in kinesiology and in psychology. Sciences were my background. I've been a health and wellness expert for 30 years. I've been a personal trainer. I've been a teacher. I taught anatomy. I taught nutrition. I taught grade 4 to grade 8 physical education. My mother was a teacher. I've always been a teacher. It's really in my nature to sort of explain things and help people to see things differently. That's how I am. That's who I am. I was in the Mr. Universe competition 27 years ago. I started exercising when I was 13, when I got picked on, and I got beat up in front of the girls at recess, and I made a decision at that point that I was going to build this really muscular body to kind of protect myself from that ever happening again. And so I started into health out of an idea that I was kind of not good enough. So it was kind of a bad idea that I started with. And that was really at what was the root of my health trouble. It was this idea that I wasn't good enough. And my mother passed when I was just before my 19th birthday. Dad made me move out. I was all alone. I had been through a trauma with the loss of my mother. I felt like there was a trauma with the loss of my father. I had some trouble with my first few girlfriends, sort of hurt my feelings as well too. So I had this sort of deep inner fear of loss. I'd been hurt, and that was something that was affecting my family life. I really saw it, especially with women. I had been married for already 10 years when I really lost my health at 40. At 40, I was closing down my business, so I was in some financial turmoil, and my relationships were strained. My relationship with my wife, my relationship with my children, and there was a real big desire for me to get my health back. I was gaining weight. I was having digestive problems. I was having sleep problems. I was having candida and yeast, athlete's foot. I was using steroids and stuck on stimulants and having trouble with sleep, and medicated for digestion, and all sorts of unhealthiness and loss of energy, and it was reflecting in my business, and it was reflecting in my relationships, especially with my relationships with women. And I could see that with my wife, and I could see that with my daughters. And I really needed to solve this trouble with love. Like I wanted to love myself and my life more. I wanted to love my wife and my children more. So, you know, I needed to get my health back. My mother died at 42 of cancer. I was 40, and something was wrong with me and I didn't know what it was, but I knew I wanted to be healthy and well for my children, for my wife, for my family, for myself. I wanted to get my health back. And so I, begun looking for alternative ideas to all of the ideas that are in kind of the mainstream. And I put this picture up to kind of show you at 40 when I really lost my health, and here I am at 50, and you can actually really see that my face, the structures of my face changed, that um the pain left my body. My body was full of pain in the head and neck and back. I had pain in my joints. I was having sleeping problems. I was using sleeping medication. I'd been to the doctors, I'd been to the chiropractors, I'd been to the massage therapist, I'd been to the holistic, the naturopath, I'd been to the Reiki master. Like I just had done all of the things that are in kind of the mainstream. I'd followed everyone. I'd tried everything for years and years and years, and I wasn't getting any resolution. And I really came to a point in my life where I kind of just, kind of threw up my arms and said, like what's wrong? Like show me the way. Like I was just broken. And then, lo and behold, a client brought me out to see um, Dr. Brian Clement. And Dr. Brian Clement was running the Hippocrates clinic in Florida, and he was up for a speech up here in our area. And so I went and watched, and he was talking all about alkaline nutrition and pH balance. And up to this point, my health was, pushing myself extremely hard in the gym and then eating copious amounts of protein. And that's what I knew about health. And that's how I was managing my health. Calories in, calories out, protein requirements, fat requirements, vitamin requirements, watch your carbs, watch your breads. Like I was living this way as a bodybuilder for many years, and I had lost my health. And so, when someone brought me out to this talk with Dr. Brian Clement, and he was talking about alkaline nutrition, this was a brand new idea to me. And I immediately started, juicing in the morning, and started moving my understanding this way and looking in this way. And I started to notice rapid change. And as I kind of followed along in this way of raw foods and juicing, I found, my pain started to go away, and the inflammation that I had in my head and my neck, it started to leave my body, and that I was eliminating it into the toilet through fasting and through raw foods and through juicing. This stuff was coming out of me, and I just didn't have anything in the general mainstream health recommendations that sort of indicated or explained that. So I was looking for solutions, and I found Dr. Arnold Ehret and Dr. Robert Morse and Dr. Sebi and Professor Hilton Hotima. And I saw that there was a lot of alternative information about health that was just hidden, that's just not in the public knowledge. Like, why isn't this information public knowledge? And I want to tell you that the last 100 years, that something has really happened in the health, and in the system of health that we live in. And that 100 years ago, the Rockefellers sort of bought the health industry. They bought the universities, they bought the educational system, they took over the media, they managed through the pharmaceutical corporation and the sale of drugs, like profits. have sort of taken over the governments, and the protein and the meat and dairy board have sort of taken over lobbying the government. And so, like, our whole health and education system and media is really sort of managed for profit. And this is what I see, is that everyone that talks about health or talks about wellness, or goes and gets an education, I did too, is we get this education, proteins and carbs and fats and sugars, and this is what they teach. This is the things that they talk about, and we all get stuck in it. And this is what the health professionals talk about. If you go to the nutritionist, or if you turn on the TV, or if you turn on the news, or if you ask your chiropractor, if you ask anybody about these things, they're going to all refer back to calories and proteins and macronutrients and this sort of stuff. And I tell you why, I followed that stuff for 25 years, and I lost my health with it. Like, it was not a solution for me. And so, I don't blame anyone who's on that, circle, following that circle, but I've stepped off of that wheel. I no longer, adhere to that sort of health management. I believe that health is something that's within us. I believe that our health and our love is our nature. It's an inside job. And as we learn how to love ourselves more, that we will come into health. Like, health is a frequency or a vibration within us. I started to take a look at different schools of thought, and I started to get into natural health and natural ideas, and I started to see that there's a real conflict between, what success says and what is the truth about natural health. I am the creator of my life. I get what I give to my life. The law of attraction, I am love. All of these ideas sort of started saying to me that, what I'm hearing about health in the mainstream, which is, sort of go to the doctor and take a pill, or it's always about treating the symptoms. That's like a disease paradigm versus the holistic health paradigm, which is, the body heals itself. It, the doctors and the disease paradigm, wants you to protect yourself from disease with vaccination. It wants you to have 3 to 5 meals a day and get your protein requirements and get this and get that in order to be healthy. Make sure you get your amino acids and your fatty acids, and make sure you eat enough protein. And this is what we have to do to protect our health. And the holistic health paradigm is just not this. It's that the body heals itself, and that if we, kind of remove whatever is blocking our health, that our body will return to health. So the holistic health paradigm is sort of a removal of things from the body, versus the disease paradigm that's being taught in the general population, which is like, protect yourself from health. And these are sort of two different ideas that exist. And, the the common knowledge is that disease paradigm, like, something is wrong with me, I need to go to a doctor, or I need to go to a health professional, I need to go and ask someone that has greater education than me to tell me how to be healthy. And, the message that Sabina and I want to share is that, the power to be healthy is something that's inside each and every single one of us. And it's a decision that we make within ourselves to be healthy that brings us back to health. And we've got to make that decision again and again and again every single day. Like, that needs to become the predominant thought, rather than worrying about my health or worrying about my body fat, which is what most people are doing, worried about gaining weight, or worried about becoming sick or ill, instead of worrying about our health, it's like deciding, like, I am going to get my health back. Like, I am going to do the things I need to do to be healthy. Like, I'm going to take care of my physical and my mental health daily and bring myself into my most healthy place. Like, those are decisions. Like, that's personal empowerment. Like, if you align yourself with success, you're saying and you're thinking and you're believing successful things and you're speaking about successful things, then you're stepping into your power with health. And this is a completely different paradigm than, I need to go and find my health from someone. So being a scientist, I came back to science. I returned back to science. But, when I returned back to science to find my health, I returned back to science with an open mind, with a childlike mind. I looked at the science and I really started to see that, all the things here on the planet are made up of electrons and protons. Like, there's 132 elements that make up everything here. Like, everything here is made up of those 132 elements, but those 132 elements have no life unless the life force is running through them. So I want to say that, it's not the elements, it's not the physical things, it's not the protein requirements, it's not the calories, it's not the sugars, it's not the number of repetitions, it's not the amount of weight that you lift, it's not something that you take or you get or you do that's going to make you healthy, but it's more this idea that you believe inside of yourself that you're going to get your health back. It's a belief that we have to establish within. It's that we've lost our belief in ourselves, and we need to do some mental reprogramming to get that belief in ourselves back. And this is what I've come to realize about our health over the last decade as I restore my health holistically, is that, originally, prior to the last 100 years, is that we used to speak about mind, body, soul health. And that's all gone now with, drugs and chemicals and protein requirements and, sets and reps and weight. Like, it's always a certain product or a certain thing that I need to take or something that I need to get. Like, everyone's always trying to sell you something rather than let you see that, you have the power within you to change or fix or, maintain or attain your health again. I want to bring people back to this holistic health idea and recognize that there are two sides to you, that there is your decision maker or your masculine mind or your thinker, and there is your feeler or your emotional self. So the emotions and the spirit are one side of you, or the feminine, and the brain and the body are another side of you, or the thinker and the feeler. There's these two sides of you, like mother and father are within you. Like 23 chromosomes come from your mother and 23 chromosomes come from your father. And these are your left and your right brain. And so your health is really, whether or not you can create peace and health and harmony and balance within your own self, within your own mind, within your left and your right brain. If you can find peace and love and harmony within yourself, and, if you've had a poor childhood upbringing, if your parents didn't have a loving relationship, you learned how to love from them. And then you're carrying that love forward into your relationships, and then wondering why our relationships aren't working, our health isn't working. We're taught that health is something we have to get from a food or from a chemical or a drug or from a doctor. We're taught our relationships are the loving relationships we learned from our parents. Our partner has learned a different set of rules. We're having combat and fighting in our homes. This is what we learned from our childhood. It's a wonder why our health and our relationships are, in the toilet. And really, we need to return to holistic health to bring all of these things back into balance. And it isn't something that we need to take or eat or get, but it's more that we need to take or eat or get the mess, the messy thoughts, the messy inflammation and pus, the stuff that was stuck in my face, the stuff that was trapped in my shoulders and my neck and my back, the stuff that came out of me when I started to reduce my eating. Just to address one idea for you to really look at, if you tell people that you're eating more of a raw food lifestyle, fruits and vegetables, they're going to say to you, well, how do you get your protein? Just to really, deal with that specific question, if you really look at protein, if you digest the protein down, it comes down into its individual bits or its amino acids. Now, everyone will always say we need to get our protein, but really, if you eat an apple, it contains all of the amino acids. It doesn't contain the protein, but it contains the amino acids. And I really want you to come away from this idea that we've been sold on, that we need to consume protein. We don't really need to consume protein. It's amino acids that we need. And those amino acids can be found in our fruits and our vegetables. It's that we've been misled by the education system, by the media, that we need to have protein. And if you go further and you look at the amino acid and you really take a look at what the amino acid is made up of, and it's really made up of hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen. Now, I tell you, the hydrogen we can get from our water, the carbon we get from our fruits, the oxygen obviously is in every breath we take. It's also in the water, H2O. And the nitrogen is what is mostly in the air. The air is made up of 70% nitrogen. So I tell you that your amino acids can be constructed by every breath that you take, that through breathing, you can manufacture your amino acids and build your protein. Like, it's such a fallacy that we need to consume protein, yet all of the planet believes in it, and the nutritionists and the doctors teach it. It's all a part of this whole sort of wheel of samsara and confusion that everybody's on, and why nobody can find health, because we've been misled with nutrition and exercise and chemicals and drugs. There really needs to be a re-education that's necessary for us in order to get our health back. I found pH balance, and I found that really the body restores health when we start to restore alkaline balance at the cellular level. Like, once we start to restore alkalinity in the body by eating living foods or oxygen rich foods, like these are alkaline foods, like they will restore alkalinity in the body. And then the mind will begin to think more clearly, and the body will start to feel better. You'll start to feel happier and healthier. Then you'll start to carry happier and healthier thoughts in your mind. And then you'll start to become healthier and happier. I tell you, what's happening in the mind is shared throughout the body through the nervous system. That if we've got worry and fear in the mind about our health, about our body fat, if we don't believe in ourselves, if we don't believe we can get healthy by eating these foods, then we can't. It really comes down to belief, and it really takes a change of mind in order for us to achieve our health. It's really a shift of mind that needs to happen. It's a re-education to get our health back. And so, I really like to, speak to people that are kind of beyond 40 or 50, because once you kind of get beyond 40 or 50, all of the hormones start to drop off in the body: estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, growth hormone, melatonin. You start to have problem with sleep. You start to have problems with aches and pains in the body. And really, it's a hormone response. It's that the hormones are dropping off, and we can't really process all of the foods that we used to. We're going to have to change our nutrition beyond 40 or 50 if we want to get our health back. And what Sabina and I are suggesting is more of a holistic, natural way of eating, which includes fasting and raw foods and coming away from these calories and macronutrients. It's really a re-education of the body and mind that's going to restore our health. Health is to get away from the macronutrients, to get away from the carbs and the proteins and the fats, to get away from calories, and to get out of like trying to get something into my body. Rather, to get my health, I need to get something out of my body. Whatever I've put into my body that's blocking me needs to be removed. And so we remove it by fasting and by eating raw foods or juicing or water fasting or deep breathing, oxygenating the body, stretching the body, strengthening the body, not killing the body, but invigorating the body with daily movement, daily moving, daily breathing, positive thinking, encouraging thoughts and words, empowering thoughts and words, living foods rather than calories and proteins and fats, talking about living food versus dead food. You see, a food that has life in it, that's still alive, has its enzymes in it, still has energy in it, versus if I cook it, I cook the oxygen, I cook the enzymes, I cook the energy out of it, and I make the food acidic and carbon dioxide rich. If I eat that, and if I've been eating that for 20 or 30 years, 40 or 50 years, then the body becomes full of carbon dioxide and acid waste. And this acid waste that's trapped in the body is actually the root of our health problems. So it's a removal of the acids, it's a removal of the thoughts, and it's a removal of the emotional trauma that we have in our body that's going to bring us back to health. And this happens through repetitively thinking and speaking positively, coming into that empowerment position on a daily basis. It's really re-education. It's physical and mental change that's going to bring us back to health. I say there's two sides to the self. I say that there is the masculine and the feminine. There is the thinker and the feeler. We've got to, on a daily basis, step into our power. I am in charge of my health. I am getting healthy. This is a decision that we need to make. And if we hold this decision in our mind, that the feminine, the creator, the imagination can grow these feelings of empowerment and joy and happiness, we've got to feel health growing inside of us. We've got to cultivate the feelings, the happiness and the joy of health growing within us, rather than worrying about our health and creating the feelings of worry and fear. It's the feelings of worry and fear that are creating our sickness, illness, and disease. It's worrying about our health that's creating our sickness, illness, and our disease. It's our lack of belief in ourself. And mental reprogramming on a daily basis can do that. And that's what Sabina and I are sort of suggesting, and we're collaborating to do starting November 1st, is we're starting a new program where we're going to sort of meet with people on a weekly basis for personal coaching calls. And we're going to share nutrition in those personal calls. We're going to share raw food nutrition. We're going to help to re-educate on a daily basis with daily exercise and yoga and dance and calisthenics, flexibility, strength, endurance, live foods on a daily basis, juice, liquid nutrition, lighter foods, less meals, fasting and cleansing the body. And not only fasting, but also allowing the body to rest and relax and refeed on the weekends. Give yourself a little bit of rest and relaxation and then return back to it. So discipline, like that's self-discipline that needs to be developed. That's the masculine. And the feminine is that imagination. It's like imagining yourself becoming healthy and well, like getting that vision of you winning with your health rather than you worrying about your health. This is a shift of mindset and a shift of behavior. It's a learning to be disciplined with your nutrition and your exercise. It's a new lifestyle that's going to help you. And Sabina and I are going to give you weekly coaching calls to support, to discuss what's coming up for you and sort of share these ideas with you and help you along the way. Weekly private coaching calls, teaching about meditation, conscious breathing, accountability, problem solving, and emotional support, and shadow work to help you get back on track. This will be our schedule 7 days a week. We will be available for daily movement and mindset. These are Eastern times. You can tune in daily whenever suits you, multiple times a day if you like, and exercise with us and breathe and move and think and speak with us on a daily basis for accountability, for your exercise, for your mindset. So it's a 30-day health and wellness program that includes, physical and mental wellness and weekly coaching calls to help you make a change in your life. And for a special introductory offer, we're doing it for $300, save $200 on this introductory startup offer, and get to work with Sabina and myself for daily exercise, yoga, and energy building and mindset coaching, and then discuss all of it, your nutrition and whatever problems are coming up in weekly calls. I don't want to spend the whole night talking. I would love to turn this over to any questions if anybody has. If you're having any trouble with your health, if you have any questions, we'd love to talk to you personally about your health. I know Matt had some questions. If you'd like to, we'd like to open it up right now to answer people's personal questions about their health.
I just want to add, John and I, we will meet you where you are, and we work with you on an individual basis. That means you get one-on-one calls with John and one-on-one calls with myself. And we, address exactly your unique issues. And then we're going to take you further. We provide you with a toolbox, like many different tools for emotional, mental, and spiritual and physical healing that will then build a foundation for you. And then after the 30 days, because it takes some time to really, change your patterns, but it will leave you with a foundation. Then you can continue on your own. Because the secret, that's not a secret, but the formula for success is doing something long enough consistently. But we will build a foundation, which is really crucial to have a foundation, because most people don't even know where to start. This is like a starting point, and then you can continue on your own. So when a challenge hits you, you have tools available. you try this, you try that. There's different ways of approaching things. So we're gonna go into all different scenarios and all levels, because healing is an integrative process. It's, as John mentioned, body, mind, soul, spirit. It's a whole thing, and every area affects the other. There's not just one healing in one area. It's all connected. We're gonna really go into this integrative process. So any questions you might have, now is the moment.
Yes, I'll add to that, and I'll say that it really does take time to make change in your health. So this is like an introductory, offer to sort of learn how to do it for yourself. But it's not like restoring your health is just an answer. It's not just knowing something new, but it's practicing something new on a daily basis, like physically, mentally, on a daily basis. I'm doing things to improve my energy body. Like I'm exercising daily, not killing myself, but moving daily and breathing to increase my energy body. So the addition or the summation of daily movement, the addition of fasting over time that helps to eliminate the waste, stretching and removing emotional toxins from the body through fasting, through stretching, through breathing, through meditation, through sitting. This is a new lifestyle. We're talking about changing a lifestyle. We're not talking about that quick fix, drop your calories, drop your protein, drop your breads and cereals. We're not just talking about some sort of quick fix 6-week turnaround. We're talking about changing your lifestyle. And I think beyond 40, beyond 50, you really need to get into lifestyle or holistic health and get away from this simple solution to your health, like just getting a pill or potion or what some doctor said.
I don't know. Mm. I don't know.
Well, then, if we haven't got any questions, then I think we'll end our meeting here.
John, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the presentation. And Sabina, of course. But I heard a lot of my story and what you were talking about. I also have healed from chronic illness, primarily through nutrition. And I'm really interested in the program and in working with you and Sabina, more on like lifestyle changes and like the mental health and like
Hi,
spiritual
baby.
aspect.
Hi, sweet love. Come in, love. Hi, sweetheart.
Oh, can you please mute yourself, Marilyn Morton? I'm sorry. Marilyn, could you please mute yourself? Oh, John, can you mute her? I'm not sure.
Yes, it's been muted.
Anyway, sorry, Anna, to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm always like nervous to like speak or like add any input on these things. I have like I don't know, anxiety, but yeah, so it definitely like I just think it sounds like a great program and kind of like exactly like what I need in my life right now. Sabina knows I have a baby on the way. I'm due right before Christmas, and I've been just trying so hard to like make a radical lifestyle change just in terms of like developing like some healthy habits. Like I used to have like such a great routine, and I've just with like the traveling and all that's happened this year, I've completely lost like all of it, and I'm so sad that it happened during my pregnancy, but like also feeling like, this is the end. This is the final 8 weeks. Like I can get back on track now. So yeah, I'm really excited to work with both of you. I'm definitely going to sign up, and thank you for holding this space and creating the container for this.
Thank
Wonderful,
you, Em, for
wonderful.
sharing. Yes, and just letting you mention that you have anxiety of speaking. So the best way to get over it is speaking. Actually, there's no other, no magic potion. But I had the same issue for many years, afraid of speaking, and I learned just by speaking, no matter how frightening it is, it would get easier. So I actually encourage you, any opportunity you have, raise your hand, speak, whatever you can do. But that's how you overcome this fear, because it's really a fear that's holding you back from living authentic and owning your full power. And you have, I know you have so much wisdom. You're an amazing woman, and what you're going through right now with this birth and bringing your third child into the world and raising a Down syndrome child. I mean, that's it. Your son has Down syndrome, correct?
Autism.
Autism, but raising a child with special needs, that takes extra love, it takes extra dedication. And then you're doing this, with 2 other kids, that's a lot. Yeah. So you are an amazing woman. Yeah. And I want you to own this power that you have. You have a lot to contribute. So your voice needs to be heard, because there are many other mothers, they are in a similar situation, but they don't have the power that you have. They don't have the knowledge that you have. So your gift is actually needed right now so much. So your voice is needed. So it's time to own it, and speak it, because you have to do. I see your posts always. I'm so inspired by you. Just want to let you know that, Anya. You're very inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and the world needs your gift. The world needs what you're bringing to it, okay?
Thank you.
And then I have a contact. I just heard from my friend Lavida, so I'm going to send you her contact. Okay. That's
okay.
Friend to home birth.
Yes, thank you. I'd appreciate that.
She's happy to support you in any way she can. Okay.
Oh, wonderful, amazing.
All right. Thank you. So, anyone else has any questions? If not, then
I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to get words together, because I'm sick right now. I'm been very cold. I sent you a message earlier, and just I've made a lot of shifts over the many years, but I feel like it's always, well, I'm told that's not good enough by people or certain, and I don't know. I'm feeling very down. I've had, emotional and depression, anxiety all my life, and bad stuff, suicidal oftentimes. So it's just been extra difficult, and I feel like I'd like to do the things, but I need the immersion. I need daily. You guys are only the weekly calls when you're having this thing.
We get weekly private coaching calls, but daily you're able to check in for 30 minutes of health and wellness with us. Like, we're moving and breathing together every single day, multiple times a day. You can join in for 30 minutes of health and wellness with us. So it would be a daily program that you could check in every day, sort of to get that little bit of mental, physical reset each day. Matt, I want to say, if you're in a troubled place emotionally, thank you for sharing. Thank you for opening up your vulnerability.
It's been all my life like that, but I'm just mostly physically right now. I'm just physically sick. I'm pushing myself to using a wheelbarrow and like moving firewood from long distance, from up a hill. And which I've done before, but I don't sleep well. So I'm constantly lacking sleep, which affects the immune system and everything, and mental health and all that. So it feels like it's this vicious cycle that I can't get out of. And that also is obviously affecting work. I mean, that's the other thing is I'm not sure if I had to see the schedule and see if I could do it with work. And I didn't go to work today because I was so sick. I was feeling it really horribly yesterday. And I'm, as I said, I asked, I reached out to Sabina earlier, but I haven't heard back. But about the fasting, and I talked to you before, and so I'm trying to just, I want to get through this, and I'm questioning, like, should I just not go to work? I mean, I need money badly, so I need to work, but at the same point, I have to tune in with as far as going to work or not tomorrow. And if I go to work, I feel like I can't fast and go to work. So if I want to do like a 3-day fast, that means 3 days of not going to work. And I'm very conflicted there because I badly need money. I need to, it's just really bad financially. So I'm not sure what.
I understand, but definitely these are personal decisions, Matt. It sounds to me
And I
like
need help.
you're
I need help. And I feel like I can't do it on my own, honestly.
it sounds like you're having trouble with decisions. Like it seems like you're really, looking for guidance on things a lot. That this is like a lack of self-belief. This is like a lack of belief in myself. This is like an indecisiveness. This is a lack of the masculine. And you can develop this, but it's really about thinking and saying
But
positive
I don't
things.
tune in. Yesterday I did what I felt was best for, as far as the wood, and that was wrong. So I feel like my intuition isn't even there half the time. Because I mean, I should have rested yesterday. I probably should have fasted yesterday completely. I didn't eat much yesterday, but I probably should have fasted completely, not done any wood, just rested and fasted all day. But this masculine saying I have to get this done, get the firewood done, something a little bit. So I feel like I don't know how. So that was a wrong decision, even though I was in my masculine there. So it's like
Well,
I just don't
sometimes
trust
we get
myself
sick,
because
Matt. Don't be down on yourself. Sometimes we do get sick. It's a part of life. Sickness comes, especially
well,
if we're under
I don't know.
stress and trauma, like with
Yeah, but I
work
want
and
to get to a point
finance.
like Sabina never gets sick, and I want to get to that point. I don't know if you get
Yeah,
sick
for
ever, but
sure, for sure, for sure. We all
I
want to
want to.
be at the point where we never get sick. We all want to
Yeah,
get to this point. But it takes some time to get there. It is a little bit of a journey, but it is not only a fasting journey, it's also working on the meditation and the mindset and
yeah.
the positive affirmation and creating vision in our mind, like creating a positive vision in our mind on a daily basis, like moving away from the problems, putting the problems down on a daily basis. Like, I am not the things around me. I am not the troubles. Like, I may have these troubles, but I am not these troubles. Right. So that's, taking an active refuge, taking a break from the trouble and focusing on working on my health, like putting down the trouble for a moment, regardless of whatever it is, and taking some time to say, okay, I'm taking 30 minutes right now to go work with Coach John or Sabina, and we're going to really work on physical and mental wellness for
I
30
feel like
minutes.
I feel like I need an immersion, like a deep immersion of like with something like that, where it's multiple times a day type of
That's
thing.
what
And that,
this is. This is an online immersion. That's what this is. This is a 30-day online immersion. I mean, wonderful if you can go to the retreat, it is the best thing. Sabina and I hopefully will have a retreat for you in the new year that you can come and join us. But until then, we're
money
doing it online, and this is the way that we can
and
support people on a daily basis
and
for
then
the
and
best.
then with that in mind, with the these are things that means I have to work. So I have to go to work. That means I can't rest and take
Yes,
care of myself
you
and
have to
fast.
work. Yeah,
It's like
you're gonna have to work. Yes, I have to work too, brother. I know.
that's what I'm saying. But I can't so forget fasting because I can't work and fast.
Okay,
So it's like
If you can't work and fast, that you go to work tomorrow. That's okay if you have to, or take a day off and then go to work the next day.
well,
It's
yeah, right,
okay. It's okay. We'll get through this. And
yeah.
if you would like, this event starting November 1st for anyone that would like to get started. But if you can't get started November 1st, we'll be able to get you started again another time as well too. So hopefully we've had an opportunity to share this information with everyone tonight. And hopefully if anyone would like to get some further information, they'll send us a personal message, a direct message, an email. I'll make sure that I attach all of that information, and we'll post this on Sabina's page and on my page as well too, social media.
On Facebook, or what is that? Will that be on?
Thanks so much to everyone for joining in tonight. If there's anything else Sabina would like to add.
Just want to say thank you for devoting your time to expansion and transformation and wanting more in life, because it's available if you so choose. Everything is a choice in life. Okay, so I'm sending you all so much love. Lots of love to all of you. Have a beautiful evening, night. Sleep well, sweet dreams. Thank you, John, for
I wish I could sleep well.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Bye.